want you to keep that in mind, that everything I'm going to tell you about now happened within this 2-week span.
Damn.
And then she got fired isn't even enough because 2 people held her by the elbows and walked her to the door.
That's called escorted by security. You don't have to say fired.
There's no way they fucking held this woman and took her out of the building. There's no way.
Welcome back to another episode of Bred in Captivity Reactions. Just when we thought we were done with the whole Martha, baby reindeer, Fiona fiasco, Laura Wray has come out on Piers Morgan Uncensored to tell her side of the story. I'm your host, Soraya.
Hi, this is B.
And as usual, behind the camera and in Command Central, and the Gem.
Hey.
Okay, so for those of you who don't remember who Laura Wray is, but have watched Baby Reindeer, in episode 6, there's a really memorable scene where Martha is just in the bar shit-talking Donnie, right?
I remember that.
Talking to anyone who will listen, and there's this patron that's in the bar, and she's showing him Donnie's comedy shows, which of course he doesn't want anyone to know about because he's doing that in the closet. And then he says to her, because he's had enough of her shit at this point, he says to the customer, rather, look up serial stalker torments Battister's deaf child.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then she loses it, smashes a bottle on his head, etc., etc., etc. The barrister that he's referencing in that scene is a woman who was allegedly stalked by the alleged real life Martha, Fiona Harvey, aka Fiona Muir, aka Martha.
Damn.
And Laura has come out to tell her side of the story because there's a lot of confusion about what's going on. And when you find out what Laura has been through, I cannot imagine her shock sitting at home thinking that it's been over 20 years since I went through one of the weirdest, most horrendous experiences of my life. And here this woman is on TV everywhere. Everybody knows who she is now. I can't even...
All I'm imagining is the amount of money that I've paid in therapy bills, and I'm going to have to request a refund. Something has to be done, like partial payment back, or what are we doing here, Doc?
Is there a double jeopardy in therapy?
Yeah,
because the same thing's happening
right.
to me again. And you said you treated it, and it's not my fault I'm stuck in a time loop with this woman.
Yeah.
You know what it is? Fiona Harvey has started off like a Me Too movement where Richard Gadd came out and he's like, this happened to me, and people are like, holy shit, no way, dude. Yeah, me too.
Me too.
Yeah.
There is a trail of victims in this woman's wake, and we are about to get into Laura's story. Buckle up, y'all. This one is friggin' crazy. So the year is around 1997, okay? Then Fiona Harvey has obtained her law degree, and the next step in her journey to becoming a lawyer is to get something called a traineeship. And that's basically an internship where you work at a law firm and you kind of just soak up information.
It's like hands-on experience.
She's there to learn. There's not a whole lot she can offer to a law firm at this time. Now, if you've seen the Fiona Harvey interview with Piers Morgan, she describes it in the following way, and I'm going to play the clip for you now.
The Sun reported an interview with Laura Wray, who you've referenced, who accused you of inappropriate behaviour whilst you worked with her.
She headhunted me from another firm because she needed someone to do employment law, and I'm pretty good at employment law, so
Fiona is saying that she was headhunted from another firm by Laura to come and work at her firm.
All right.
That's not what happened. But what did happen is clever. Fiona needs to get this traineeship, right? And she's having a hard time landing it. You're supposed to get it immediately after you're done with your law degree, but it's been 4 years. Ooh. So she's been obviously applying for extensions and stuff to get it. And since she's coming up against a wall, she finds a way to trap Laura Wray. So what did she do? She started sending Laura Wray some letters as if she knew her. What do I mean? Okay, so she was sending her letters like in a very familiar kind of language. So Laura, when she was reading these, was thinking, this is somebody that I probably met. Maybe at a function.
These letters, were they going to her house, to her office?
To her office.
To her office, okay.
And she's thinking, this is somebody that I've met. professionally probably. Then Laura gets engaged and she sends her a card congratulating her on the engagement. They don't know each other. Okay. And then finally, after the engagement card, she follows up with another letter saying, oh, Laura, I'm a little bit disappointed that you haven't called me in for an interview. As if they've talked about it.
I said it before. This woman's mentally ill.
When did I say I'm going to call you in for an interview?
Yeah.
When you're someone like Laura Wray, and you guys know this, like when you're in the professional world, you meet a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? Especially if you're going to functions and you're part of a party, you're part of an organization, you're part of the bar.
Yeah, you're so right. You're probably like, oh my God.
So she played on that.
Wait. Did she ever respond to the letters?
She never responded to the other letters because it was just like, oh, they were probably just super casual, like, oh, hope you're doing well, or you know what I'm saying? She didn't get into details about what they were, but she just more spoke to the tone.
The fact that this woman tried to incept a memory into her brain is crazy.
She didn't try. She did, M.
Whose name is she using?
Her own.
So, and then when she's like, oh, you did not call me for an interview.
Let me keep going.
Whose name is she using then?
She's talking to Laura as if they know each other.
All right.
She's mailing her letters as if, hey, we've met, and, remember that interview you said you were going to give me? Okay. And then Laura was so innocent and a little naive. She said to herself, damn, this is probably somebody that I met, and if I promise them a traineeship, which is like it's nothing, it's a little traineeship. It's too bad that she feels let down. Plus, she sent me a congratulations card on my engagement, and you're probably full of good feelings and stuff, having just got engaged and everything.
Bro,
that is when you fuck up. I'm sorry.
This is fucked up, but also kind of an interesting way to get a job.
That would be a nice way to get a job. Honestly, I feel like
she gave me an idea on how to job hunt.
She did.
She low-key gave me my next idea on how to job hunt. So then Laura, seeing this letter, I'm disappointed I didn't get called in, calls her in. And during the interview process, she tries to be a little bit normal. She tries to hold back on what she knows is coming, okay? Because I'm convinced at this point that this is a pattern, is what she does. Ooh. She gets called in for the interview, and the first little red flag is she's giving way too many details about her personal life. And how many times have I said that when we were watching a certain reality TV show recently that we're going to get into, and I was saying that I did not like that a certain somebody was just giving you life story stuff the second that they met you, because that's a sus move.
Yeah.
Okay? You either have to be on the brink of something or you're up to something.
Yeah.
Like, you have to be in the thick of it right now.
There is no reason for you to disclosing all that information to me. I just met you.
You know what I'm saying?
I just met you.
And you're obviously trying to
reach out to a vulnerable part in me.
You're trying to establish your character in my mind as someone I'm sympathetic towards, right? You're trying to establish that right away. So anyhow, she comes in, she tells her sob story. I've never been given a chance and I really need this. And Laura's like, fine, whatever, it's a traineeship. And she gives it to her. Big fucking mistake.
Big mistake. Huge. I was going to thank you. Mm-hmm.
So the traineeship lasts 2 weeks. So I want you to keep that in mind, that everything I'm going to tell you about now happened within this 2 week span.
Dang.
And then she got fired isn't even enough because 2 people held her by the elbows and walked her to the door.
That's called escorted by security. You don't have to say fired.
There's no way they could fucking help this woman and took her out of the building. There's no way.
Almost immediately, she comes upstairs with an emergency. She's been asking, since day one, can I get an advance on my paycheck?
What? You just started. What do you want?
She just started. Yeah. I need an advance on my paycheck. And they're getting annoyed that she's asking so much.
Of course.
Then she comes upstairs. It's an emergency, and I need that paycheck loan right effing now.
Oh, God.
There's a man downstairs in the lobby.
Oh, God.
I owe him money.
Oh, God.
He fixed my car. He's here to collect. I don't know what he's going to do. Laura's like, there's a
God.
what?
Security?
Laura's like, this is a business. I can't have somebody downstairs yelling about a bitch that owes him money. They're going to think I owe him money. And she's like, here's $250 because that's what she owed him. She goes, go pay the man and get him out of my lobby, and then come back here. I need to talk to you.
Yeah.
She goes downstairs, pays the guy, comes upstairs. Laura, this is like, she had just met her, okay? Like, she doesn't know the extent to which this woman is about to ruin her life. So she says to her, like, you need to get it together. This is not right. I'm helping you out now. You said that you had money, but it wasn't enough, and that if you had given it to him, you wouldn't have enough money for the rest of the month. Keep that money and the $250 I gave you. Don't talk to me about no more loans and stuff like that, and get to work and stop bringing your personal stuff to me. It's not my problem. You're a trainee here.
That's
like,
so
you're
nice
not even
of
an
her,
employee.
though.
No, good. Like, honestly,
That's so nice
It wasn't
of
about
her.
her. She can't have some guy yelling in the lobby.
I understand it's for her business,
That's not
but
good for
still,
the business, yeah.
More.
Obvious.
And then she says to her, you know what? Also, since you're so strapped for money, why don't you just sell the damn car? That's what's getting you in trouble in the first place.
Take
you know
the
what
bus. Yeah.
Take the bus like the rest of them.
Take the bus.
She's like, you owe him money because you fixed your car. Like, you know, you're
And you
in
can't
debt,
afford
and
that.
this is your one asset. Just sell it. And she said that the way she reacted was almost identical to how in episode 1, when she's at the little tea shop with Donnie, Martha in the show.
Oh, in the
yeah.
cafe.
And she's like, boom, don't you dare.
Yeah.
She did that.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
In her office.
When she said sell the car, the woman was like,
After I gave this woman $200
Yeah,
and something.
$50.
don't talk to me like that.
You are here threatening me in my office.
What did she say?
She said she didn't know what to do. She was stunned. The woman went back to work. It gets worse, you guys, okay?
Went back to work. I'd call security right up then and there.
She
You
should
don't know
have.
what
She
you
should
would
have.
do when you're traumatized. Then.
Yeah.
She should have done a lot of things, but she doesn't. And let me tell you, this is 2 weeks of you don't. Okay. Fiona goes into the office and starts wreaking havoc. A customer.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. She's like, how dare that bitch ask me to sell my fucking car?
Like everybody get
I
it.
will fuck you all.
Everybody is getting it. You get it. You're getting it. You're getting it.
Yeah.
Everybody getting it.
She's in the office. A client calls. Another employee picks up the phone,
Damn.
like either a paralegal or something, whatever. They're talking to this client. And you can tell from listening to this employee that he's having a difficult time with whoever's on the phone. Martha can't stand it. Fiona can't stand it.
She's
Fiona's-
overhearing this.
Fiona's hearing the difficult time this client is giving her coworker, and she snatches the phone from them.
No.
And cusses this client
Hell
out.
no, man. What do you mean? Cusses
Fiona
it?
said, I
Yo.
can't cuss at Laura, but I can cuss at this random person, so I'm gonna take it out on you.
Oh, brother.
I'm just saying, who gave you the chance to grow wings in
Can
this
you
office?
imagine you're at work, Berlin, and you're doing that shit
Oh,
and somebody
I
snatches?
can't even. I
What does
can't.
it take to
I
get
don't know.
fired?
I don't
Seriously.
really snatch
I'll
it
tell
to-
you what it takes to get fired.
Alright, let's-
So she snatches the phone, and then they're like, Fiona, you can't do that. Fiona, stop.
Fiona, stop!
no,
Somebody
Fiona,
take Fiona.
stop.
Somebody take her to jail.
Oh my God!
I could
Wait.
totally see that.
No, one thing about Fiona is that she will, like, not delay on harassment.
Yeah,
She will deliver
She's quick
quickly.
to it.
Start.
She's quick
She'll
to it.
get into
She'll
it.
do quickly.
So she obviously sets her eyes on somebody in the office besides Laura. okay?
Damn.
Laura's easily victim number 1 here, the main victim, but there are side victims as
There's
well.
a pyramid network.
Yo, there's a
There's a male employee.
emotional manipulation pyramid scheme.
She's at home deciding who to fuck with what day.
Oh my God!
There's a male who works at the law firm.
Oh, no.
That apparently she tried to follow home. She got real
There-
sweet
what
on
the-
him.
Oh my God! There's no way you're telling me these stories and it's like real.
She
no.
got real sweet on him, tried to follow him home.
How?
So Richard Gadd was not even her first male victim.
Yeah.
First of all-
Hold on. Was she training? All this
Richard
time?
Gadd met a seasoned Martha. He had no chance. He had no
No,
chance.
she was barbecued by the time he met her. That was like, yeah, no. She escalated things. That woman was waiting by the bus stop. What do you
She's
mean?
like, oh, what are you gonna
Hell
do?
no.
She's like, what are you gonna do? Go to the police?
She came up out the mud with lawyers.
Oh, she knows.
She came up out the mud with okay, so anyhow, She gets sweet on this one guy, tries following home. They tell her, that's not okay. Then she's told, like, you know how lawyers will say, oh, call Diamond and Diamond. Accident. So Laura Wray was trying to do something up like that at her firm, where like, call us for your accident, blah blah blah. This is the 90s, and they ask, I was gonna say Martha. They ask Fiona, can you be in charge of this line? Fiona starts answering the line, and people hear her saying, "Don't come here."
Oh no! No.
So I gave you a job.
Who heard her say?
Other employees start reporting her to Laura. She's heard on the phone
No,
saying,
she's trying to bring the business down.
So
She's like,
I
"No, come
gave
here."
you a job. You incepted memories of our relationship
Oh,
into my
just
head
but-
to get the job, and now you're gonna what?
sabotaging me.
La hawla wala quwwata. This
For
woman
what
is
reason?
like-
She does this. 'Cause
Yo!
she went after- okay, so anyhow, she's picking up the phone. I have the number for a different place. And that's where you need to go.
Not a competitor.
They're a competitor. Not joking. They're a competitor.
No.
And no one is paying this woman to sabotage this business like this.
She's getting paid to answer
sabotage.
those calls and
Yeah.
take your name. She's not even allowed to give you legal advice because she's not trained. It's not enough to have your law degree. You have to go through training and all this stuff. So she's not even legally allowed to give you advice. What she's allowed to do is take your name, your phone number, and the reason for your call,
Yo.
and ask somebody else to call you back. She's
Yo.
picking up like, thank God I picked up.
No.
Thank God I picked up.
Yo.
This is not the place for you if you've been in an accident. So let me give you a real phone
I
number.
have a question. These people that like are calling in, are they not like? Do they have any other line to call so that they can?
That's
do
what I'm
that?
wondering too now.
Yeah.
Would you call back?
No, like if I'm a loyal customer, like let's say
No. You're not a lawyer.
Hold on. One sec, guys.
potential customers.
Quick question. A loyal customer to a lawyer?
Yeah.
What kind of
that's a
shit
scam
are
artist.
you fucking up to,
That's a
bro?
scam
Like,
artist.
okay, what I mean by loyal is like your, like a regular customer
like the
kind of thing.
family lawyer or something.
The
No,
regular
that's
customer.
true.
I would dig deep, like what
This
what
is
is happening.
Diamond and Diamond. You've seen those commercials?
Yeah. Okay.
Damn, bro.
This is
Heard in the car
called
crash?
William Matar. That's what we're talking about, okay?
Hey, Martha.
So they're shooting their shot. Call me if you've been in an accident and you've been hurt. And the person picks up and they're like, honestly, thank God that you called me because I've been here for a little while and
Damn,
they're
Martha.
nothing. They'll disrespect you. They'll do you dirty. Let me give you the phone number of a competitor who's going to take care of you. You're probably thinking that this employee is trying to look out for me.
Yo,
And
no.
she's a white woman who knows how to
No.
sound very polite.
White.
Imagine you were spared. Because if you
Damn,
came into
brother.
further contact with this woman, you could have been on her list. Hurt in a car. She knows you're
Yo,
vulnerable at home, you can't move,
yo.
and she's coming for you. So anyhow, this is just one thing that she did, okay? Hold up. Let me
So
just
wait,
make
how
sure-
did Laura respond to this?
I'm going to tell you guys what this happened in 2 weeks. Laura got a 1-2 punch. She didn't know what direction things
Yeah.
were coming from. Okay, hold up. So that was one thing. Now, there's a guy who is a solicitor, separate, okay? Not introduced in this plot yet. And Laura's firm had done work with him in the past. And Fiona has access to his information now.
Damn.
The man has...
Damn.
The man-
Damn.
The man has polio. He can't
Oh
walk.
no!
Oh my-
No!
he
Come
can't
on,
run.
bro!
He
Why
can't
did
run.
you keep adding?
Not
no,
figuratively
no,
and not
no,
literally.
no. And I told you this. She's strategically planning.
Wait, I
she's being strategic and learning.
Sorry, I thought we
She's-
got rid of polio. What happened?
This is back in 1990s.
Jesus
in the
Christ.
90s.
Not just after the sick.
Berlin said, "I remember those white people coming to Africa and stopping
And
us."
I thought we were treating polio. I don't know
She's
what
like,
happened.
"What was that about?"
I
Who
don't know.
knows what they did to you all in Africa, bro? You
Jesus Christ!
know
I
why
don't
people
know.
come and inject you over there?
Oh, they've been injecting left to right.
They're
people.
trying to
I
They're
don't know.
lying to you about what the fuck
Yeah,
they're injecting you
I
with.
don't know. I still have the marks over there, but they said that they said that they were going to get.
They're trying to lock up
immunity. So
So, this poor gentleman, name unknown, and I hope he remains unknown, but Fiona calls him up and says, "Remember the law firm that you were doing work with?"
Oh my god!
Fiona, leave people alone, man.
I know when that hotline blinks. That could only be one thing.
Leave the man with polio alone.
You're not gonna like what she did to him, bro.
Damn.
She
Go.
calls him up everyone here hates you.
Shit, oh fuck!
She's like, okay, I'm gonna call him Dave. Okay, we'll call him Dave.
No.
Dave,
You're lying, bro.
Dave, the second you're not in the room, if you could hear the things they're saying about you, she'll cripple ass. Swear to God.
No.
She's like, Dave, they're saying you're not shit. You ain't never gonna be shit. They're fake. Dave at home not knowing what to do about what. Are you kidding me right now?
Yo. Dave's wife died this morning.
What would I fucking do? Somebody's randomly calling me to say somebody else.
Dave's wife died this morning and he's having the worst day possible. He thought there's no way this day could get any worse.
No.
Dave is there already suffering from whatever self-esteem issues he has, thinking I worked with Laura Wray and did a damn fine job. We had a great encounter, we had a great transaction, and I feel good about it. Bling, bling, bling. I honestly felt like it was my responsibility to tell you. They despise you around here.
Oh my God.
So
What's your problem? What's your problem?
Okay. Laura, the boss, has to go away for a few days to London. They're in Scotland at this time.
Wait, I have a question. I'm sorry.
Don't leave.
Did Dave call back and talk to anybody besides her?
I'm pretty sure.
So, what I'm about to tell you kind of ties into the Dave
Sorry,
thing.
okay,
Laura has to go away for a few days. They're in Scotland right now, mind you. But so Laura's gone to London for a few days on business, and she comes back. She comes back to an office full of adults driven to stress and tears.
No.
Laura said
No.
she was shocked because there were grown adults, men and women.
No.
Waiting in a line, basically, to tell her what Fiona has been up to in her absence, and they can't take it anymore. They can't take it anymore. Where did you go?
Expect? I said, do not leave. Your clients with polio are not safe. What do you think of your office mates? Oh my God!
Yo, they
Fiona.
all got in line
God
and
will
said,
punish you.
cut the cameras.
God will
cut
punish
the cameras.
She came back from London to a queue of complaints and tears. Fiona's been doing this. Fiona's been following me. Fiona's been yelling at me. Fiona's been doing all this stuff. She's like, I finally have, and then this is when she's hearing, Fiona's been telling people not to come to our firm. We heard her on the phone. We heard her. Everyone's like, I heard her talking shit about you. Telling people, go to our competitor. Dave called, and she said that we talked all this shit.
Dave said that she called him a cripple-ass bitch.
Laura's getting a bunch of faxes, okay? People saying, Laura, I don't know you, but I'm a lawyer just like you. And honestly, I'm embarrassed to even be messaging you, but there's a woman calling around saying that you're doing the most. And I don't think this is right. So I just wanted to call you and let you know she's out here dragging your name.
I can't even laugh at somebody's like.
It's not funny. It's not funny.
Imagine just like it's like who I don't know that story. Who the fuck did I marry? Who the fuck did I hire? Who the fuck did I hire?
Seriously.
What she did by hiring her is the tea that Richard gave Fiona. Do you understand?
Yes, that cup of tea that he offered.
She could not have known that she was going to go. And this is the beginning.
No, this is
how it begins.
Yeah.
So everything that
This is in 1 week or 2 weeks?
Everything that I told you happened in week 1. Week 2, she had gone to London and come back. And then at the end of week 2, she's like, bruh, something has to be done. She calls Fiona into her office and confronts her with everything that's been going on.
Sorry, I have a question. Was she alone in the room with just Fiona?
Yeah, like
or was there security present?
I'm concerned. I don't think security was present, but I will tell you what Fiona was physically doing at this time. Okay. So Fiona gets confronted with the news, and she's denying what's happening. didn't do that. I didn't do that.
Obviously, it's
and
like-
then they're like, Fiona, we heard you. Everyone heard you. It was the right thing to do.
Oh my God,
This
no.
is in relation to the hotline thing. It was the right thing to do.
No.
And she's like, Fiona, you're fired. She says, I'm not leaving.
You're joking. Where's the 911? 911.
wait. What? What do you mean?
Fiona, you're fired. I'm not leaving.
Why not?
She bursts out of her office and start running around the general office.
No.
Causing all type of fuss.
No.
Running around the office.
No.
She
Like a kid throwing a tantrum.
and this is how the shoulders things, the elbows things happen.
What is?
Laura and her receptionist have to wrestle her, grab her by the elbows,
No.
and shove her out the front door.
No.
Where she proceeds to wait outside for about 30 minutes to an hour, screaming all types of obscenities at the building.
And why? This is why you should have had security. Number one.
Yes.
Number 10th
What
mistake.
are you talking about, brother?
Only person who can help her now is God. Because what Fiona is about to unleash on her is unspeakable. Okay?
I'm sorry. What do you mean? Unleash on her? What has she been doing all
This
this
is
time?
the amuse-bouche to let you know what the flavor of the dinner is going to be.
I don't want to eat at this restaurant.
You're about to get served a 5-year course
What?
Of harassment.
of harassment where you have to get panic alarms for your employees. where your employees are crying when they leave work because they're scared that Fiona's lurking outside. Okay?
You're fucking lying.
Of other lawyers calling you saying, bro, I made the mistake of trying to represent Fiona back in the day, and now Child Protective Services is at my kid's school saying I'm doing stuff to him. Do you know who this is?
Bro,
This is the beginning.
This is a terrorist, bro.
Hold on, I
Don't
have a question.
Yeah.
So all that time when lawyers were hitting her up and they were like, "Oh, yo, she's talking shit." Now one lawyer said, "Listen, this is not what you think it is, and you need to call the police right now."
No. The lawyer who okay, guys, Fiona has messed with a lot of people, and I don't think that they were brave enough to come out to talk about what's happening because she got fired from a traineeship before. She got one at Laura's. So I'm waiting for whoever that traineeship person was to come out and to let us know what's been going on.
Listen,
Yeah,
I've
okay.
said it before
Come out wherever you are.
I've said it before. Richard Gadd making this Netflix documentary is like a Me Too movement
Yeah.
with stalkers because it gave other people kind of the strength to come out and say, you know what? Yeah, this person looks innocent, but they also did this shit to me.
Yeah,
It is
no.
unbelievable. Okay, so back in the day, they didn't have voicemail the way we have voicemail where it's like digital. You had the cassette where it's a tape and it records and you go back in the morning and you hit the play button, whatever. So it records about an hour worth of talking. And you can imagine a voicemail. Hey, it's me giving you a shout. Hit me back when you call this. 1 hour worth of cassette recording was taken up every day for several years. It sort of fizzled out to almost the full hour at the end of the 5 years.
Mother of Jesus.
So she was gradually learning.
No, I think she probably met Richard by then. I don't know. I mean,
She found a new victim?
No, she didn't. But maybe she found a new victim. But she would call, you're not going to get away with this. I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you for what you did to me. You think you can get away with what you did? And that's why people were terrified to leave the office.
Oh, and Laura
terrified
was
to come to
married,
the
right?
office. Laura was married.
So there's no police intervening. There's
They
nobody.
go to the police, and stalking back then, and it's specifically in Scotland, wasn't really a thing, bro. They weren't really checking for
I'm
what
sorry.
happened
What
to
do you mean it's not a thing?
No, like legally, they just were like, oh, it's women troubles.
What? This is not.
They don't like each
this
other.
is not period cramps. This is harassment. People die like this. They get killed like this.
Yeah.
See, and this is why I don't trust the police. Okay, the only time they're like care is when you're dead.
The police were enabling her at this point. At
Yeah,
this point, they're
seriously.
I
basically
think so.
enabling
I
her.
really think
Yeah.
So-
because what do you mean you're calling me and leaving me an hour-long voicemail and full of threats?
And what do you mean my adult employees are crying because they're so afraid to show up to work every
No,
day?
that is
If she
messy.
actually hurts you physically, come and let me know. Until then, I can't do anything.
Hell, man.
The calls start. And that's bad enough, but it's not enough for Fiona. She starts going after her husband and her kid. So she has a kid who has an autoimmune disease, which has resulted in him being severely disabled, is how he's described. Okay.
Oh, that's so similar to the show.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is how it was kind of easy to find this woman on woman stalking case
God.
with all this kind of stuff. They actually found Laura before they even found Fiona.
Oh my God. I mean, honestly, there's not a lot hidden. Like, deaf kid.
Yeah, in that context, it
the
didn't
family
do a good job. Yeah.
The woman being stalked. Like it was written in.
Yeah. It
red
was
ink.
really obvious. Yeah.
So back in the day, Fiona had obtained the legal services of a different lawyer. And
Was this victim number one?
we don't know who victim number one is.
Oh my God.
Okay? We have to hear about... When we hear from a person who doesn't have a person before that they can reference, and then I guess we'll know who victim number one is. Okay? But there was a lawyer who Fiona had retained for reasons unknown to me, but he definitely fired Fiona as a client. Could not take her. Then...
Was it also
Not
2 weeks?
surprised at all.
We don't know how long that lasted, but when he fired her, she started calling Child Protective Services, insisting that he was abusing his children.
Oh my God.
That is the worst you can do.
Yeah.
That is your worst you
She
can do.
wouldn't call once, she wouldn't call twice, she wouldn't call thrice, she would just badger them, saying something's happening to the kid, you have to go save this kid.
This is what I'm saying. Like, they let her go too far.
Yeah, exactly. Because if there were some
Way
law
too
protecting
far,
people,
man.
that would not have happened.
So this man is... Laura is describing how he sounded. And Laura is like a very straightforward person. There was not a lot of color in her personality, and that's not a disparaging point on her.
Very
I
lawyerish.
say it to mean that like she just seems like she was spitting facts,
Yeah.
okay? So there are a few times where she describes things with a lot of description, with a lot of color, that make me think, damn, if even she's talking about it this way, it must have been bad. She said the man had been brought to his knees. He was devastated.
Damn.
Because
sorry.
they were trying to take the kids from him.
Without any investigation.
Yeah, but you know what? She's smart because she knows the way that the law works. Bro, I should probably get home reading all of the fucking things that she's
She
supposed
knows
to
exactly
memorize
what
to
to
help
say.
people.
Damn. Exactly.
Yeah, except that she's manipulating the system.
So the man had called Laura because he knew that Fiona had worked at her firm, and he was saying, when he described it, she said, yo, I know Fiona's like nutty. The best I can do is I can let your legal team know what she has done to me, so maybe they'll have like an idea
Credibility.
of her character. And this is important
That
to
is
know
so
what she did to
sad.
this man, okay? Laura herself, who is already a lawyer, a solicitor, wants to become a barrister, and so she has to take the bar. This is like what happened to her started in 1997, and then things had started to calm down for a while after the 5-year mark of her just harassing them daily. And Laura is now going to a university in Scotland.
Oh my God.
Who's at the university when she starts?
Oh my God.
Richard guy?
No, Laura the lawyer.
Laura. Obviously, Martha. Fiona.
Yeah, in 1997 she was stalking her. She fired her after 2 weeks, 5 years of harassing her, and then this is year 6, so things have started to calm down now, and Laura is like slowly letting her guard down, slowly starting to calm down, and now she's taking a huge step in her career. She's going from solicitor to barrister, and she has to take some courses before she's allowed to take the bar for this. And she goes to a university ready to ready to take on this next chapter in her life, and who's waiting for her at school? Fiona. This is 6 years after she had a 2-week employment with her.
This woman is a fucking bloodhound. How did she fucking track her?
So get this.
How is she sustaining herself? Like, if she's like has a lot of time
that's actually
to
a
like
true point.
Government cheddar, I bet. Unemployed because she's
That's a very
she has
good
not
point,
been able
yeah.
to hold down a job.
Yeah.
And there's a reason, and Laura makes
I
a
don't think
point
she
about
can.
this. That's gonna come up in a little bit. So she starts school, and fucking Fiona's there. And she's like, her world is shattered. She's like, holy shit.
I thought I was recovering.
Yeah.
And here this bitch is.
She tries to go and like mind her own business, but Fiona like comes and stands right up next to her.
Oh my
shoulder
God.
to shoulder.
The nerve.
Follows her around campus, won't leave her alone. You guys, you've not heard the craziest part.
What do you mean you have not heard the craziest part?
Laura goes to the professor and says, do something, this girl's harassing me. He's like, okay, let me look into it. Fiona doesn't go here.
I gathered that as much.
Fiona's not a student at the school.
Yeah, you said she was waiting for her there, so I got.
She was going to her classes.
Yeah. Oh god.
And following her around campus
Oh,
and
God.
sitting next to her in class,
Oh,
shoulder
God.
to shoulder. The professor knew who Fiona was. He knows who Fiona is. He's like, oh snap, she doesn't go to this school.
Oh god.
Okay, and then what?
Laura's like, well, if she doesn't go here, call security and get her the hell off campus.
True.
You can.
Professor, I'm not trying to cause a scene like that.
What do you mean? 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 Make it make sense.
Yeah,
sir.
no, there's
Make
no
it make
defense
sense.
for women at
Make
all
it
unless
make
you're dead.
sense.
I keep saying it, and it's
He's
so
like,
factual.
it's just a couple of women who don't like each other, so I can't really call security on her
This
for
is that
this.
misogynistic.
Thank you so much.
shit.
Thank you
guys
so much.
are gonna love what happens next. This man basically pushed aside Laura's concerns when she was telling him that a woman who is not a student at this school is here for the express purpose of being in my vicinity, stalking and harassing me after a 5-year history of already stalking and harassing me.
Yeah, babe, but that sounds like a you problem. So
Well, that rumpled chicken came home to roost.
Yo.
Because Fiona gave the whole staff at Strathclyde University the treatment. Okay.
So she harassed everybody.
They sent Laura an unprovoked letter of apology.
no,
saying,
no.
We got it wrong. I should have listened to you when you
We
said
had it wrong.
I should have listened to you when you said have
Damn.
security drag her off these premises because you don't know what she's been doing to us. We didn't ask for none of this, and we are sorry that we didn't ask sooner.
We don't even know where she's from.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe.
Mean girl, she doesn't even go here.
Yo. Oh my goodness.
She gave them the works, and they sent her an unprovoked letter of apology, saying, "Look what she's done. Look what she's done.
Shove
Look
that
what she's
shit.
done to me."
Shove it up your ass, bro.
She went to the campus like, what, So, yeah, they said sorry. That's our bad. We should have listened to you, and you were right. So all of this to say that, do you have that situation under control?
I don't know.
Maybe just stop. Maybe just let him be. He'll figure it out. He'll fall into place somehow. Just help him.
That's
go.
pathetic, Mayo. Use your muscles.
Don't call him pathetic.
Sorry.
He has earned the right to be.
He's like, I'm 17 years old. Leave me alone, bitch.
You good?
What's the plan, Phil? He'll figure it out. Maya will figure it out. So they apologized to her, and I'm giving you this background because remember when I gave you the background of that other lawyer who she did that to.
Yeah.
Because as soon as he fired her, which that's the thing with her, right? As soon as you turn on Fiona,
She's
you
coming
get
for
the
you.
you get the treatment.
I don't know if that's true because Laura hired her and she was talking shit before Laura even turned on her.
I mean, that's a good one.
Yeah.
She was doing things within the firm, but she turned on Laura when Laura said, "You have to go."
Yeah. Yeah.
When Laura grabbed her by the shoulders and then forced her to the door. So. Finally, with the validation of her school, she files a formal complaint against this woman. Okay? And
Do the individual representatives at the school also file formal complaints
You know what I
against
mean?
her?
I don't know what they did, but if they sent an unprovoked apology letter, you better believe that at a law school, they did their best. Yeah. They just probably didn't know what they were up against.
Yo, she
We
put
have
them through the ringer.
Let me bring you to the thing that drives Laura to the police.
Right.
Okay, Laura finally goes to the police, but it's after Fiona does something crazy,
Right.
crazier. So she files a complaint, and the very next day, CPS, Child Protective Services, or social whatever services, is at Laura's front door.
So this is a trend.
This is what she does. She said she sees them at the door, and she says, "Come on in. Don't tell me anything. Why don't I tell you why you're here? Okay? And she tells them, you're probably here for this, and I need you to look up this lawyer. This girl does this. It's a trend. And they're like, yes, it is exactly the person you're describing, but she used a different name. She used a name of somebody who was Laura's real classmate at school.
Oh my
to get
God.
leverage. Oh my God.
And then,
my
apparently, when she first called, they didn't sound all that concerned. So she called them 5 times, pretending to be different people at times, just to say, save this child.
Okay, so when Pierce Morgan asked, hey, have you changed your name? She said, I changed it from Fiona Muir, or from Fiona Harvey to Fiona Muir.
Yeah.
So you just casually left out all of these other names that you've also had over the years.
God damn.
No, she was pretending to be people.
I mean, claiming, you know?
Yeah, she should have listed every alias that she's ever had.
Yeah.
So she calls this student that is her classmate, and the student is obviously like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And so they obviously know that it's Fiona. And that sort of saves her kind of by the skin of her teeth. Her husband, who is now passed, R.I.P., she even went after him, trying to malign his character, stalking him, chasing after him, showing up at his surgeries. I mean, trying to...
The surgery is so
Jesus,
crazy.
but
Stop.
the surgeries too.
She's just the last person I want to see when I'm going into a surgery.
The man had declining health. She didn't care. Laura herself suffered a stroke after everything that Fiona put her through.
I'm sorry. Are we sure the declining health was not the fault of
suing the whole government.
Pierce asked. He said, do you think that your husband's health was affected by what she was doing? And I don't know what this woman Laura is made of, but bless her, because she seems strong, stronger than she needs to be. She was saying, no, I don't think it affected my husband. He was a very strong guy. I think he was mostly worried for me and my son because, the kid is... So when Fiona does this and she calls CPS on or Child Protective Services on Laura for BS reasons, she's had enough. She's been through it for 6 years. The woman's showing up everywhere. She's unstoppable. She goes to the police and the police are like, can't help you.
Jesus,
I'm suing the whole government.
She hasn't done anything
Yeah,
to you.
I'm suing the police.
And
Fuck you guys. You want to wait until somebody's in a coffin or what?
Exactly.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then we'll look into it for you.
Nice.
So she gets a lawyer involved and she's trying to think what do I do? She told him about the history of this woman. She's told them about other people that she has harassed. And the lawyers say that they're going to file for something called, an interdict.
Interdict?
Interdict. And it is a word, I looked it up.
Is that how it's pronounced?
Yes.
Interdict?
No. Interdict.
Interdict. Okay.
So she files for something called an interdict. And since stalking at this time is not something that there's legal language around, so, murder has a description, you kill somebody, secondary. So there's not legal language around stalking. So an interdict is the closest thing that you can get, which basically says that I have proof that this person intends to do something bad. And here is the proof. And therefore I need them to stay away from me. So it kind of acts like a restraining order.
So the court essentially says, stop doing this.
No, they say you have to stay away from this person, basically. You can't contact them and that sort of thing. Okay. But even that takes some time to hear. But there is a special clause where if the case is egregious enough, they will hear your case early and give you something called a temporary interdict so that you can have it in place immediately. This one only lasts 1 year and 1 day. So it is not a permanent solution by any means to getting rid of Fiona, but it's what they have on the table so far. And they're hoping that even though Fiona has a law degree, she's not trained as a lawyer, as a solicitor, that she might not actually realize that this temporary one only restricts her from reaching out to Laura for 1 year and 1 day, and that she
will be spooked.
Will just be spooked and not pay attention to the details. And it seems like it works because after she has this filed, she doesn't hear from Fiona for 22 years.
Oh, wow.
Good riddance.
And then...
Holy shit.
After everything she went through, and this is just a taste from a 40-minute interview with Piers Morgan. This woman went through it for years, okay? Years, longer than Richard Gadd.
Of course, man.
After all that time, after everything you went through, somebody calls you up and says, have you seen a show called Baby Reindeer? And they're like, go watch an episode and call me back. She plays an episode and she has a traumatic flashback because Jessica Gunning, according to her, is nailing it. She says, there's no question when I see Jessica, she's like having palpitations almost. She's like,
damn,
it's her.
brother.
It's her. And she's remembering everything that happened to her. But also, I wonder if she's getting a little bit of vindication. Because in the 90s and early 2000s, when God only knows how tough it would have been for a woman to go out there and say that I'm the victim of something like this, everyone's kind of like, oh, you know, it's nothing. The school was like, oh, it's nothing, it's nothing, it's nothing. And then all those years, and now the whole world is saying, holy shit, this crazy.
Yeah.
So anyhow, I'm not sure, but I feel like she also probably felt vindicated. There is a Fiona Harvey support group on Facebook.
Support.
Yeah, support group. You heard me. Laura said that she's been being come after by these trolls in that support group, calling her a man, saying that, oh, Richard dated a trans woman and she looks like a man, so Laura's probably who Terry was in the show. I'm pretty sure that at least 2 of the main posters in this Facebook group are Fiona herself.
What evidence do you have to support that?
First of all, I went on a Reddit thread where people got banned for trying to talk back to Neil in this Facebook group chat. Neil, who sounds suspiciously like Fiona when he's typing. Neil, who's out there disparaging everybody and defending Fiona.
Oh my God! Is this from one of her 5 cell phones?
Probably. Neil is the one saying she looks like a man and all that stuff.
Are the other commentators her other 4 cell phones?
There's a lot of normal standing people and one or two people who are out there ride or die for Fiona, and people who try to call anything out are getting banned, and they're on a Reddit thread supporting themselves. There's a support group of people getting kicked out. I mean,
where the fuck should I really even start?
Fiona, we know it's you. We know you're at least Neil. I suspect you're also Mary. But I can't prove that yet. But Neil is you.
You have created a support group for your victims? This is fucking crazy.
There's a lot of anonymous posts in there as well. And I'm pretty sure some of them are you. The way they're speaking, oh, she's a wee bit, blah, blah, blah. Come on.
But wee bit is like a very common term.
I'm going to show you some of these Neil posts, and you tell me it's not Fiona. You can't.
All right, let's put them up on the screen and have everybody's opinions.
Contact me. We shall talk.
No! This girl is a social therapist thinking she can rescue everybody.
Don't save her.
She don't want to be saved.
One last point I'd like to make. Another thing that really caught me during this interview was Laura saying that now that Fiona's been exposed and everyone's kind of looking into her, and you have all of these doctors, psychiatrists, psychologists breaking down Fiona's every movement, breath, itch, whatever, Laura has found herself obsessed. She's watching everything, rewatching it, looking at Fiona, staring at her, and not being able to believe that this is the woman. She's alive and on TV right now.
Stockholm syndrome.
And I couldn't help but remember what happened to Richard toward the end of Donnie's character arc.
When he has that wall of stuff.
She becomes such an integral part of your life that her absence is probably jarring. You know what I'm saying? She was filling up your voicemail every day for 5 years. Like, probably everything in your life, you were thinking about her.
Wow.
Whether you want to or not. If you want to go somewhere, you're wondering where she is. If the phone rings, you're wondering if it's her. If something bad happens to you, if you trip or something, did she put that there?
Yeah, you
is
know
she
what?
Watching me?
You know what? It's a failure of investigative work on the police's part, because what the victims actually have to do is they have to investigate their own crime, find all the evidence that could incriminate this woman in a court of law, and through that process, it drives them crazy because that's not what you're meant to do. There's a whole team that does all these things so you don't mentally get fucked up.
And she's she knows to keep her threats vague. She knows not to say specific things so that when you do go to the police, there's not a real threat that you've made.
And that's the benefit of having studied that little amount of law that she did. Yeah.
She'll say, I'll get you. You'll pay for this. Things like that. But what does that mean? You know what and you know it's threatening. You know what you've seen her in the office. You saw her throwing things around. You saw her snatch the phone out of your hand and cuss out your employees. You know that she's mental enough to be giving out your competitors' phone numbers and stuff.
She's making you cry.
So when she calls and says, I'm going to get you, that's not the same as some random disgruntled client who didn't get like the settlement they wanted. You know what I mean? But there's not the language around to describe that. To have some, and that's the law, right? Because a police officer is not a vigilante. They can't just go on their feelings. They can't just say, "Oh, I get it. I know what you're saying." Because the second they can make allowances like that, then they can do whatever they want, and that's not the. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So she knew what it was. She manipulated it, and whatever sympathy I had for her mental health issues, blah blah blah, is out the window. Because I'm pretty sure she's been doing this to dozens of people.
I think she's a genius in her own way.
Twisted, evil genius. Anyhow, I'm hoping that after Laura has had the bravery to come out, set the record straight, let us know just a taste of what she had to go through, and it seems like it might have been even worse than Richard's. I'm hoping that more people come out, that we get to really see what this was. There is the main question that a lot of people are asking: did she go to prison or didn't she? Now, Piers Morgan is trying to say that Richard Gadd is saying in his show that she went to prison for what she did to Laura. But when you listen to the language that Richard is using, he's listing off a bunch of things, and there's no clear indication that he's saying that her 4-year prison sentence is because of Laura. He's saying that I'm learning about these things, what she did to Laura, how she attacked him, how she attacked the mother, how she went to prison for 4 years. He doesn't say why she went to prison. He just says that she did go to prison. So it might be that the reason she went to prison is for a completely different victim that we have not heard from yet. So I'm not prepared to write this off.
I think that the debate was like about that there is no record of her going to jail, and that like since Richard Gadd and Netflix like claimed that the story was based on a true story.
Well, Laura said that in Scotland, if you have a prison, a record for having gone to prison, it can be expunged or written, hidden or written off after a certain amount of years. So she might very well know this. Remember, this woman is using the law to her advantage. She knows the ins and outs. So she might be coming on TV knowing that the certain time limit has expired and that this is no longer on her record, so that when people go and look her up, she knows it's not something they're going to find, and I wouldn't put it past her.
I also wonder, as part of her prison treatment or something, if she was sent to a psychiatric facility, because there are some protective rules around that too, and that could also verify the timeline of other people saying that they got, just so many things. There are ways in which you can go about hiding that.
So she can basically comfortably deny it.
She's living inside the technicalities. I didn't go to prison for what I did to Laura, but did you go to prison for something that you did to somebody else? We don't know. Laura said that people have been reaching out to her. Bare people have been reaching out to her, left and right, saying, me too, me too, me too. They don't have the bravery to come out, but they're reaching out to her. And we know that she got fired from a place before she got hired with Laura. We know what she did to the university, Strathclyde University, that the faculty wrote Laura an unprovoked letter of an apology. So there's at least a handful of faculty members that were also done dirty by this woman. We know about that other lawyer. Now that Laura has told us about that other lawyer that she sent child protective custody services, whatever against. So we know that there is a trail of victims in her wake, and maybe she went to prison for something else. So I'm not really sure why Piers Morgan is just so determined to say that Netflix is lying. He seems thirsty for her to be right, and I don't know if he got seduced by Martha or into that pity sauce. Or
She's very good at that manipulation, and she has a very well established modus operandi.
Because he kept on trying to get Laura to verify that Netflix has it wrong. And although she was verifying some things, you can tell that Pierce wanted her to, he was jumping at any opportunity he had where it seemed like Laura and him were agreeing that Netflix was the bad guy.
I feel like his point was that they said this is a true story, and like you are kind of like putting some fictional like
That's literally what you're right.
aspects in there.
Yeah.
That is all like he's saying.
All
I
the
don't
point
think
was,
he's taking her side or anything. For him, he was like very adamant about the point of like you said
Advertise
this is
it
a
properly.
true story. Yeah,
Well-
you can't say true story when you can prove like we can prove.
I think
she
he's
went
being
to
a
jail.
hypocrite because he's saying, "Oh, you said it was a true story." And everything should be factual, which I agree. If you say it's a true story, tell me exactly what happened. But then he's also saying, oh, you shouldn't have given us so many details and blah, 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 blah. So which one is it? If somebody says it's a true story, do you want them to stick to the facts or do you want them to switch some stuff up? Because Pierce can't have both opinions. It's not right.
No, the thing is that you could have used like pseudonyms or something like that. What are they called? Like, different names.
He did.
Different, like...
Martha, Fiona.
I
I think the characters just also look too similar.
The Barrister family?
He used different names. He didn't mention her name at all. They just found out because when you look at news stories, it was obvious that it was her. It's such a rare case of a woman stalking another woman and it going to this level. So
Anyways, it wasn't
honestly,
too vague.
which way do you want it, people? Do you want everything to be factual or do you want him to make some stuff up? Because you can't have it both ways. And I, for one, am happy that he kept it factual. I'm sorry that Laura is collateral damage, but I don't think anything that's happening to her now can even hold a candle to what Martha did to her back then. So I feel like Laura's going to be fine. Plus, she did say that if Netflix gives Fiona some money, that she will finally be able to sue because she wanted to sue before, but the bitch is penniless and there would have been no point. So now if she gets a settlement from Netflix, Laura is actually lined up to get some monetary compensation for what she's been through. Okay,
nice.
So I'm really tired of this whole you shouldn't say exactly what happened, but also say exactly what happened. Pick a side. Pick a side. So Pierce, this is what I'm telling you. I don't really like him. I love the sensational interviews that he has and stuff. But you can tell that he clearly was gunning for it to fall in one. Like he wanted her to agree with him so bad that Richard and Netflix are the bad guys, and she wasn't willing to give that to him all the way. And I'll point out some moments right after this where I felt like that shit was pretty damn obvious. All in all, though, I'm looking forward to other people coming out because whatever sympathy I had for her, she's not going to play me. The way she played Richard, the way she played Laura, the way she played all those people at the university and stuff, you're evil. And I see it. You have a plan when you go in. I think you find the weakest one in the herd and separate them from the herd and pounce. You find the people that have the soft spot, that'll give you the tea, that'll give you the traineeship, that'll let you come sit in class. And then you ruin them for having an ounce of compassion.
That's why I said you called me.
She's a snake slithering through a bird's nest.
I don't feel nothing for her anymore. At first I was like, oh my God, mental health. Mental health doesn't give you the license to do this. And you're smart enough to be pretending to be a student at a school to say that a kid is getting you know what I mean? Using up resources for kids who are actually in trouble to be frigging... This has made me despise her.
I can feel your hate.
I was really I listened to Laura's interview 2-3 times because something about watching her really reminded me of Richard Gadd, and it was just adding a layer of authenticity to the whole baby reindeer story because the victims are coming out of it the same. Anyhow, I think we're going to wrap it here.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for tuning into Bread and Captivity. Please subscribe. It's free. Until next time, peace.